Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Ram and Goat Astrology. I am Laura Lee, and I am back.
Yes, we welcome you. I don't love talking on my own.
No,
So
it's not your favorite.
no,
I
no.
don't think I want to do. I don't think I've ever wanted to do a podcast on my own. I think if I did, I would have by now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I certainly enjoy
Yeah.
talking, but I enjoy talking with other people. Right?
Right?
There's
Yeah.
enough random rogue conversations in my head. I don't need to record those. That's not necessary.
Listening, you'd be like, this is Laura 1 talking to Laura 7, or who's talking now?
Exactly. See, you get it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, yeah, I get
there's
it.
not enough deciphering between the various personalities in my head, and it's just all one stream of consciousness, but they all come from different like avenues in my noggin. So it's not multiple personality, but I feel like it's like close to multiple,
Yeah, like how
right?
can you say that not in a scary way?
Right. See, like, do I need to be
Multiple
institutionalized or
ways of
medicated
seeing
for it?
things. No, I think you just have a great way of seeing different perspectives, and you see many perspectives.
Yes. And then those
Yeah.
different perspectives in my head get kind of assigned different personalities or different like
Mm.
e- energies, right? And so it does feel a little multi personality ish, but they're mostly all integrated into me. But when you
Yeah.
look at my chart and you think, well, she's got her moon and her Gemini or her rising in Gemini, well, that's already four different personalities right there. There's
See,
there's that,
yeah.
and then my Mercury's in Pisces. Well, there's two fish, so now we got six personalities going on, and then
Hmm.
we got four planets in Libra.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8. That's another eight going on in Libra. And then my Venus is in Aquarius, which just is the entire world and
Absolutely.
all of the everyone. So there's at least like 72 up
And
there
then
at
we
any
have the Aries that just has like the one way.
one way. It's got to go
Yeah.
this way. I know, isn't that interesting?
That would be pretty fun though, like Laura and her 12 personalities.
Yes,
Maybe
on
that would be an in intriguing
I'll write a book on it.
podcast show. Yeah.
Write a book. On average, there's about like 5 to 8 kind of different perspectives that are active all the time, or different personalities that are active all the time. When I get angry, it jumps to like
Mm.
16 to 20. Like there's other people back there or other energies, personalities back there that remain quiet until like the anger and frustration and like I get like fired up, and then they start to chime in,
Mm.
and then it gets real chaotic up there. So it's something I've learned
Mm.
to deal with over time, but it's definitely taken a lot of understanding of my chart and like finding me, quote unquote me, within all
Yeah.
of that noise.
Yeah.
And to do it, I'm not medicated. I'm not, I mean, like, cannabis occasionally, but like, I'm not medicated for it. At one point in life, I thought I needed to be, but I also think it's
Mm.
just when you have 65% air signs in your chart,
Yeah.
that's
Absolutely.
just what you get.
Yeah, and I think that you have like you have knowledge about this, so you can give yourself grace for one, and then you can use this to the best in the best ways possible. Like you are you do get messages. You are,
Mm-hmm.
medial.
Yeah.
So which is, I mean, if you hear about all of the placements you just said, like that sounds like someone who gets information from other places too.
Yes.
And then, because you're aware of this, you know how to balance it also if it
Mm-hmm.
gets overwhelming.
Absolutely. And it really is only because I've found comfort in using my chart to truly understand myself. It was when you and I were going to Deborah Silverman's astrology school, and I was in class with people, and they were helping to pull apart my chart and give me different perspectives, because I've been reading my own chart for a while, but then someone else comes
Mm,
in and they're like, oh, wow, you do this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, oh, I never saw it from that view before.
yeah.
And then another person comes in and reads my chart. It's like, wow, you can do X, Y, and Z, and this is your strengths. And I was like, wow, no one ever told me that before. Right. So
Yeah.
again, with astrology just coming in and helping to give validation and support in
Mm,
these seemingly uncomfortable or non-normal things in our society, and then to normalize it, validate it, and help me channel it, use it properly into something, right? You and I were just talking
Mm.
about your Capricorn placements just a little bit ago.
Yeah,
And
we were.
instead of judging it, we just go, wow, look at how that showed up.
Exactly. And it's so nice to talk to someone who has that understanding of astrology because, I can tell you something that it's hard for me, and that I hear from maybe friends or from the world that I'm like, and I'm like this. I don't know how to change it, but and then you understand, and we can laugh about it.
Yeah. I'm
And
like,
I
well,
mean,
of
I know I have to
course.
do something about it, but it's like it's
Of
easier when you can laugh about it.
it feels like of course it would show up that way. Of course they would think that
Yeah,
about you. Of course they would view that perspective of you with your cap rising or whatever, right?
yeah.
And we were just talking about how you were doing really great with all the things with the pregnancy, and then suddenly just this last week you
Mm,
started to get a little bit more like, oh my gosh, there's serious stuff we have to deal with, right? And the
hmm.
physicality of it. And we looked at your chart, and with your rising sign at 20 degrees Capricorn, literally, you guys, if you don't know this, but last week in the sky, or a couple days ago in the sky, Venus, Mars, and the sun all came conjunct at 19, 20 degrees Capricorn. So when three planets transiting come together like that, the energies kind of merge into this kind of different
Mm,
vibration. They create a different chord, they create a different sound. And so that happened to be landing right on your rising sign. So the
mm.
12th house where they were hanging out was very like flowy and okay, this is fun. And I'm in the dreamland. And oh, we're in this pregnancy. And then all of a sudden they conjunct each other on your rising sign and shit got real.
Yeah,
Shit got really real. And you're like, oh my God, we have physical things. We got to do this. Oh my, right? Like it started to come into
yeah.
your conscious awareness. And of course, it would be very Capricorn themed, right?
Oh
This
yeah,
the
yeah,
function and structure of how all of this baby making, baby birthing, baby growing things
yeah. And the
work.
quote, like the reality check, which
Yes.
sometimes can be a bit more on the glass half empty side.
Yes. So
Yeah,
it made so much sense with that energy. And I like being able to just look at people's charts and go, well,
yeah,
duh, of course you're feeling that. Good
yeah,
job, you. You're really right on time. High
yeah,
five. Let me give you a round of applause for being in tune with
yeah,
your chart. And it
yeah.
it feels validating where you're like, oh, that is literally what I'm supposed to be focusing on. And this happened to me just
Mm.
last night. I have my north node at so we don't talk about the nodes very much. We should do an episode just on the
We
nodes.
used to, didn't we? Don't we have an episode on that? I mean, we can do more because
We'll
I
have to do
love
more.
a
Yeah.
North Node.
Because I've
Yeah.
been I've been reading my astrology the soul book recently again, the north nodes.
Oh,
Because
yay.
transiting Jupiter right now is retrograding in Cancer, and he's parked on my north node. And for me, this shows up at the
Ah.
doorway of my second house, which for those of
Mm.
you that pay attention to the houses, that's the start of your house of money, self reliance, personal worth, value, wealth, stability. And so
Safety, yeah.
safety, all that. And so all that congregation of planets that happened in Capricorn, that happened on my south node. So that happened on
Mm.
my south node. It's opposite Jupiter hanging out on my north node. So for me, the energetics of money showed up. For you, it was the reality check of going from the dreamland into the physical land of the first house of
Mm.
awareness, right? And so yesterday I was working, and now for those of you that weren't aware, I was dealing with influenza A for a good 12 days. It started January 1st. I had a massage and a sound bowl session, and that like blew it out of my system. Like
Yeah.
it's activated everything. And within 8 to 10 hours of that massage and sound bowl session, I was out. And it lasted a good 11 days total, like from start to finish. So I finally got back into work on Monday of this week, the 12th, and it started to kind of create this almost this angst of like, oh my God, I have to make money. I have to do this. I have to, and the I have to make money was this overwhelming thing that kept emerging from deep inside of me. And
Mm.
I thought, what the hell is going on? So sure shit, I pull up my chart and I was like, oh, hey, look at all that Capricorn shit on my south node. Your south node, you guys, that's the life or the energetics that you've lived before. You've experienced before. It's very comfortable, been there, done that, really good at doing that. And Capricorn is really good at like making money and doing the thing and doing the work and hard work.
Mm.
But Jupiter is over here on my abundance planet. Jupiter is over here on my north node in Cancer going, hey, you need to take care of yourself. You need to heal. You need to be in flow. And I'm
Mm.
like, I don't want to. So it's really interesting energy, but I was able to look at the charts and go, okay, here's what I'm supposed to be working on. I'm supposed to be reaching out to people and utilizing their networks because that's eighth house energy. So I sent like 8 emails to people about getting on their books and in classes and on stage and like reaching out to their networks. So that was very eighth house energy. And then I took care of myself and I went and hung out with my kids, which was very Jupiter Cancer.
Mm.
And it still didn't feel comfortable though. So I just want you to know, even though you're in the flow and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it still might not feel like,
Sometimes uncomfortable, what's it called? Uncomfortableness?
yeah,
Uncomfort.
yeah,
Sometimes uncomfort is the right place to be. I think more times than we would like it to be.
I agree. I agree. And I was able to look at the chart and go, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Trust,
Yeah.
surrender. What would you tell your client right now? Right, Laura? What would you
Mm.
say? What would you say to this person? I would say, hey, send some emails, get on people's calendars, and then go hang out with your kids. That's what I would tell them to do.
Mm.
So we have a lot of crazy transits in this next couple days, and we're not going to go through them all because we can't. Like,
No,
it's
it's specifically one day that is just
insane.
yeah,
Yeah.
very
And
insane.
so where did you leave off last time when you were doing your transits?
On the 18th.
Okay.
So I talked about the 17th and the 18th. And yeah,
So
I
our
did
new
a little
moon
episode on
18th
my
has the new
own.
moon in Capricorn and Mercury's in
Yep,
Capricorn doing a couple things. He's talking to Saturn, he's talking to Uranus. And then we move into Monday the 19th, you guys. Monday the 19th. Um there's 6 transits. So
correct.
we're going to talk about them, but we're not going to like deep dive into each of them because I think we'll be here for 5 hours. So, number one, you got to know that the sun is exiting Capricorn and moving into Aquarius on the 19th. This is probably my favorite day of the year. I love this day because I love Capricorn. Okay, let's just put it that way. I have a man in my life I married who's got 7 placements in Capricorn. He shares a birthday with my mother. So I do truly understand and identify this energy. And I sure am glad to be done with it when we're done with it because it can get
Yeah.
heavy and judgmental. And it's so focused on work all the time.
Hmm.
And it doesn't
And we have
lighten up.
had, no, and we have had not only the Sun and Mercury in Capricorn, also Venus and Mars.
And Mars.
So there has been a lot of Capricorn energy. A lot.
Yes, and Mars does not always go through a sign that the sun is in. That's not always a thing. It just happened to line up that way this year. So Mars has its own trajectory and he's close to the sun, but he takes 2.5 years to go around and he's doing his own thing. So the fact that he lined up with Venus and Mercury and the sun is significant. It's
Mm.
really significant. We're all working on foundational shifts right now. Capricorn is your engineer who edits the blueprints of life, right? So when you edit something, you have to take note that usually a little bit of a remodel is needed. You don't have to tear down the whole structure, but you
Yeah.
might need to get some new plumbing or update your electrical or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
So right now we're kind of looking at the foundation of our world. We're editing and we're remodeling whatever is needing a remodel. And that's what I'm doing with my office. And I printed off my calendar yesterday. I got my calendar printed off and I organized stuff and I recycled stuff and I did a new
Mm.
setup of my desk and my business and my work. So that felt really good. So that's what we're doing right now. But now on January 19th, the sun moves into Aquarius. And this is where we start to think outside of any kind of box. We get to explore radical new ideas. We get to really embrace the idea of revolution. And I don't know if you see what's going on over here in America, but we need a really bad revolution.
Mm.
We're very much under a fascist regime right now, specifically in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Just sending love to all of my friends and acquaintances and people in Minneapolis who are under Nazi occupation right now. I don't know what else to call it. I mean, let's call it what it is. People are being hauled out of their vehicles and hauled out of their homes, and it doesn't matter who you are, what color, wherever you, nobody is safe right now, and it's scary. And I'm waiting for Aquarius time so much
Mm.
for this revolutionary energy to help support the collective, which is what Aquarius is
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. I guess it's a little bit like the sun entering Aquarius is a little bit like tinder for
Mm-hmm.
dry little
Yeah,
bits and pieces of wood. Like all of
mm-hmm.
that Capricorn has been built up, built a huge like a huge pile of dried wood, and now adding the tinder with the sun entering Aquarius.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Because with Aquarius, you can like people you are able suddenly to dream more and to
Yeah.
fantasize of something else that is not the reality
Yes.
today.
Yeah. Well, and what happens on this day is the sun is in Capricorn and does a real quick sextile to Neptune in Pisces, which is at the last tail end of Pisces, right? And so it does a quick sextile. So this is kind of this, like you said, almost embracing a new idea, right? This Neptune is kind of that dreamy state, right? And in Pisces
Mm.
specifically. So we've got that dream of what it could be. And so the sun's at the last degree of Capricorn. We have a dream of what it could be, and we then poof, shift over into
Mhm.
Aquarius. This is a really
Yeah.
transitional, powerful day. And I think threshold is a really good way to describe it because not only is there those two transits, Capricorn Sun, sextile Neptune, then the sun moves in Aquarius, but then we have Venus is in Aquarius and she's conjunct with Pluto in Aquarius.
I do love that.
I do too. Like I smile
Yeah.
whenever I'm like,
That's
ah, oh,
so, I feel like that's so powerful and so like that's like a I was gonna say a beautiful rage, but I don't mean it like you have to be
I
like
like that.
yeah, but so like we need to be angry sometimes. Like
Mm-hmm.
anger is a very valid emotion, and it's just Venus is your values, and Pluto is very powerful energy and transformative. So I feel like your value, like whatever you value, what you hold as your values, can have a very powerful effect on this day. Like
Exactly.
your values are gonna
Yes.
matter. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's a really, really important thing because Pluto is power, Venus is friendships, connections, values. And when you put those two together in Aquarius, we now have a social network of power, which is what our society needs really, really bad right now. Our country specifically, other countries as well around the world, we need the people to come together and embrace the power that we possess as a people, right? And I feel like
Mhm.
this particular day is great for initiating that. Really
Yeah.
great for initiating it. We might not see the full energetics of it play out yet, right? It might just be the start, right? The catalyst, the planting of the seeds. But I think this is really huge for forward momentum that really feels safe and intentional with making our world better, right? The
Yeah.
horribleness that's happening is what is uniting us as a collective. So that's a big deal. And that same day, we have Saturn in Pisces at the end of Pisces. And now he is having a lovely, easy conversation called a sextile over to Uranus and Taurus. So now we're going like the other way. And Pisces and Taurus is grounded stability with Taurus, and then that dreamlike energy of Pisces. But then Uranus is shaking up the groundedness, and Saturn is creating stability in Pisces. So it's a very interesting, like almost
Yes. Like a
opposition.
very juxta energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, good way to describe that. So Again, this kind of supports the idea of calculated risk. When we have this,
Yeah.
Saturn and Uranus are work hard and do the karmic duty, but shake shit up and be rebellious and be revolutionary.
Mm. But be
So,
smart about
but
it.
be smart about it, right? Be
Yeah.
smart about it and take your time. Whenever Saturn's involved, we have to take time. And then that same day, we have Mars in Capricorn having a trine to Uranus and Taurus. My God, this day is just something else, isn't it?
Hmm.
This is huge. This is really huge. So I think that,
Mars trine Uranus is like allowed, like that is just very activating.
yes, I think it's purposeful activation. Like the action feels purposeful and disciplined and well timed, right? So Mars
Mm.
is the go, and that's what we need. But hanging out in Capricorn, again, practicality. So we've got movement that makes sense, movement that has
Hmm.
been thought about, movement that has been like planned. So
Yeah.
I really like this. I'm hoping that there. I actually just talked to my husband about this. I said there's got to be a group of people or several groups of people that are organizing like under the surface right now, right? There's got to be people like retired military generals and stuff that are like watching this fascist regime take over, and they've got to be like, okay, let's get going, let's do something. But they haven't kind of like come out yet, right? That group
Mm.
or organization hasn't made their move yet. And we were talking about this, it's like someone's gonna do something, right? Like at some point, there's got to be some type of counteraction, right? And he said, I think it's probably just getting organized right now. I don't know, but it's one of those like,
Yeah.
hello, anybody gonna take
Say
these
something.
bad
Yeah.
guys down? Like, it's
Yeah, and I
where are the
guess
superheroes right now? Where's
no,
Thor?
and with like entering Aquarius season, it's definitely saying like, you know, you all, the collective, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. And then Mars in Capricorn sextile to Saturn, Mars in Capricorn trying to Uranus, Pisces sextile to Uranus. Like, you guys, this is a crazy day. This is a crazy Monday. So this is this isn't necessarily forcing or breaking, but it is pushing forward. There is a forward momentum here. And Aquarius is very future focused, very humanitarian focused, very collective energy focused, and quite an optimistic sign. I always think of
Mm.
Aquarius as optimistic. I know it's originally ruled by Saturn, but and Capricorn, but I feel like it's more of a higher octave or a higher vibration than the very pragmatic and very practical Capricorn.
Mm.
It's more of a like, okay, let's look to the future and let's think about some new ideas and some new answers.
Yeah, a visionary.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
And
is.
there's one more transit that day.
Did I miss one? Oh my God, there is.
Mars sextile to Saturn.
Yeah.
That's the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. So
So
Mars is getting very active as well. Yeah.
very active, and these conversations are not squares. Okay, I think that's a really big message here that we need
Right.
to recognize is these are not squares. There is not argument and tension. This is easy flow,
No
sextiles and
opposition
trines.
either.
No oppositions and no squares. These are all just sextiles and trines, which is a like driving around a roundabout or just an easy flow onto the highway and off the highway. It's smooth. So
Hmm.
sometimes smoothness can um, cause problems when it's too free flowing, right? But I think there's so many different conversations involved this day.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like yeah, with lots of trines and sextiles, it's like if you jump in a river and you thought it was moving, like oh, it's not moving so much, and then you jump in and like whoa, and you it's going really fast. Like all
Yes,
of the motion and energy is going because it's such an easy flow. It's all going in the same direction together,
I
so
love that
it's like
description. I
fast.
love that description because it really is as if you're on this a shore looking at the river and you're like, I can wade across that. That's not that big of a deal.
Hmm.
And then you get to the middle and you really start to feel that pull and that
Yeah.
current. I love that analogy. That is exactly what I think this day feels like is you're going to
Mm.
be like being pretty smart about things and you're like, I got this. And suddenly like, whoops, I don't got this. And that's where we're going to need the collective to come in and help with the
Yeah.
hand holding or hold the ropes or whatever it is, right? We're going to need the support of each other to get across the damn river.
Mm.
I really like that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a great description. And then on the
Yeah.
20th, there's two transits on the 20th. Mercury, our friend hanging out in Capricorn, is having a super easy conversation with Neptune. So a sextile with Neptune, again, at the end of Capricorn and at the end of Pisces.
Mm.
So this is where we have some intuitive flow coming in with Neptune. And then we've got our mind in the tail end of grounded, disciplined Capricorn. So this is where we have to really allow something truly magical to come in to our plan, right? We had our
Mm.
plan, but now like some magical fairy dust comes in and is like, well, that's a good plan and add this in or do something here. And you're like, oh, I hadn't thought about that before. Interesting.
Mm.
I just got this ping or this ding or this intuitive thing we should add to what we're doing. And it could
Yeah.
really lead to an amazing collective energy if we allow that intuitive flow to come in there.
Absolutely. Trust your gut.
Yeah.
And also Mercury later enters Aquarius.
Yeah.
So
Later that
now we
day.
have the Sun and Aquarius out of Capricorn. And no, sorry, Mercury and the Sun out of Capricorn and in Aquarius instead. A
Yes.
very different energy, a very big shift.
Yep. And then the 21st, the
Yeah.
Sun and Mercury come conjunct, which is going to align our mind and our vitality and our willpower and life force energy into that collective energy, into that let's work together. And of course, our friend Pluto is still sitting at early degrees. So he's starting to play a role now with all these planets that enter into Aquarius. Pluto's like, hey, bitches, what you doing? You want to embrace some power? Let's do it. Right. Like Pluto's like, let's play, but let's play for real. Right. There's power there.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah.
It's
On the 22nd, Mercury is conjunct Pluto.
ta-da.
So absolutely. Now you're gonna start thinking about like you're already thinking in that Aquarius way.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, Pluto is doing that invitation. Like, okay, I've been waiting for you for a while.
Yeah. And on the
Let's go.
22nd, you might get some crazy ideas. Like I'm talking out of this world ideas. Those are the brilliant ideas we need,
Mm.
right? We need those. We need ideas that haven't been brought into the collective before. We need ideas that are like, hey, my 4-year-old just came up with this idea and it sounds so crazy, but I actually think we could apply it to this situation, right? You have to embrace all of the unique, all
Mm.
of the eclectic, because that is what Aquarius thrives on. And I'm telling you, if you have not studied the American or French Revolution, now is the time. Okay. Um, the reason America won the American Revolution is because they were thinking outside the box and they were doing little things, little underhanded things to attack the British and get them out of there. They were like, oh, let's go take the wheels off their cannons. So that like a
Yeah.
group of 4 or 5 guys would literally sneak into the British camp at night and just remove the wheels from the cannons. That's
Mm.
it. Right. Or they would like pee in their food supply or something like weird, random Aquarius shit.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need really revolutionary, unique ideas of whether we're, slashing tires of the ice vehicles or whatever. I don't know. I don't know
Mm.
what we're doing, but
Mm.
I know there are some really creative people in this world who come up with some crazy vindictive ideas that I don't think of.
Mm.
Right. And we kind of need that to counteract what's going on and this horrific, energetic power struggle we've got going on.
Mm.
Right. So I encourage all of you on the 22nd to, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, to embrace the crazy new ideas that show up in your head
Mm.
and write them down and share them with your friends and be like, hey, so if this happens in our community and the ice agents come or whatever, we should X, Y, and Z. And then
Mm.
your friend's like, whoa, yeah, you should do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I highly support it. But of course, we have to be remembering that these people are part of humanity too. Right. So I'm not like condoning violence against more, you know what I mean? Like we can't meet it that
Hmm.
way. We have to meet it
No, no, no.
with like the smart things of like sassy little things
Absolutely.
like taking off the tires off their vehicles or something like that, right? Like
Yeah.
little things to cripple them in different ways, but not necessarily like assault the people. This is
Yeah.
different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
that's my thoughts. That's what I got for the day.
Crazy times.
It is
It's
crazy times.
it's
You guys, and then
a
on the
little
23rd,
terrifying
Mars
and
moves
yeah.
into Aquarius too. So, like this week, if you're
Mm.
not ready, if you're not into Aquarian energy, you should go dive into a hidey hole right now and disappear. Okay. Just so you know, if you do not appreciate Aquarius, go hide under a blanket and don't come out for a month. But
Yeah.
if you're like me and you're like, ooh, I love this shit. I got my Aquarian Acres sweatshirt on today
Oh, you do.
from our
That's true.
farm, and we obviously, my husband and I are very Aquarian couple, and we have very Aquarian children, and we embrace this energy and this uniqueness that comes with this vibe. And if that's not
Mm.
for you, I highly encourage you to just go disappear for a while because it's going to be big this next
It's
week.
coming. No, you can't escape it. So yeah, on the 23rd, Mars is entering Aquarius, and also then the sun later that day on the 23rd, the sun is conjunct to Pluto now. So there's a lot of power dynamics at play. So also like be mindful and smart
Yeah.
because people like to use their powers in different ways,
Yes. Yes.
right?
And what's
But we
aligned with
have
them is not necessarily aligned with you, but that doesn't mean either of you are
Mhm.
using the energy wrong, right? It's just,
Exactly because this energy is happening to everyone and for everyone.
yeah,
So, but all of the Aquarian energy tells me that sort of there's more focus uh on the community side, on the
exactly.
collective side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one we're going to just mention here, just so you can get it on your calendar, is Monday, the 26th. Our friend Neptune moves back into Aries, and he's done in
Hmm.
Pisces for 147 years. So we have a new vibe, a new energy, a new everything. So it's going to be a really interesting time this next week. A lot of shifting. Feels very much like we're on the threshold of something big and something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here for it. We're all here for it. Our souls signed up for
We signed
this.
up for it.
We came
Yeah.
here to do this. We came
It's a
here
contract.
during the technology revolution. We came here to experience all of this and be part of it.
Hmm.
So I wish you guys all the best. And we'll be back with some more conversations, some more astrology, some more chit chat. If you have any conversation ideas or would like to share with us, you can leave comments in the podcast. You can also send us an email at ramgoatastrology@gmail.com. That's in the show notes. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us this week. Be sure to like and support the show by sharing with a friend or joining us on Patreon. And you can buy us a tea or coffee and financially support us. Thank you so much. It's so appreciated.